Hi, my name is Dr. Imran Khawaja and I'm a psychiatrist. My brother Rizwan Shuja created a few videos a few days ago. The whole series was titled Psychology of Success. And if you remember from those videos, he talked about several goals and those goals were interrelated. If you remember, goal number 1 was emotional and mental fulfillment. Goal number 2 was physical fitness. And then today you will learn about goal number 3, which is relationship with others, relationship with God. Now this is a very important goal which you want to have. Remember, from mental and emotional fulfillment, all you need is to feel fulfilled emotionally. Anything in your life you're wanting to get is to get a feeling. For example, you're wanting to make certain amount of money or buy a car, you're going after that feeling. And relationships can give you that feeling. Relationships are juice of life. This is what Tony Robbins called it. And he's rightfully saying that. Now, how come people don't have good relationships with other people? Now, I'll tell you about my work as a psychiatrist. 90% of the patients who come to see me first for any problems, either it's depression or anything, they're having trouble in their relationships with others. I'll propose that there are 3 main kinds of relationships. Obviously, these are categories and you can have subcategories in it, but you have a relationship with God or a higher self. Now, I don't know if you believe in God or not, but you do believe in some higher self. Relationship with the higher self or God is first type of relationship you want to work on. Then the other types of relationships are relationship with you. Why that is important? Because if you are not having a good self-esteem, you're not going to be able to have good relationship with others. And of course, the third type of relationship is with others, which include relationship with your spouse, with your children, with your family, with your friends, with your bosses, with your superiors, with your people who supervise. Now, when you think about relationship with God, it's extremely important. Because if you have a good and a loving relationship, you feel good towards the higher power, you're going to interpret things differently. If you have some challenges in your life, you're not going to interpret them as punishment from God. You know that the God and the higher power which you have is loving and caring. You may interpret them as challenges. So think about it. If you think something bad happens, you're thinking of it as a punishment versus a challenge which you need to take care of and which you could take care of with the help of the higher self. How about relationship with yourself? That is an extremely important thing. Why is that? If a person has poor self-esteem, do you think he or she is going to feel very comfortable having a relationship with other person? Absolutely not. The relationship which you have yourself is something which translates into relationships with others. If you have a negative self-talk about yourself, you're not going to have a good sense of self, good self-image. When you're going to interact with other people, it's going to show. When it's going to show, you're going to have trouble in relationships. How about relationships with others? If a person is experiencing difficulties in relationships, that is, they're having fights with their spouse, they're not happy with their children, do you think they're going to be fulfilled? No matter how much money they make, they're not going to feel fulfilled. You really need to have relationship, become a master of relationships. Relationships with the higher self, with God, relationship with yourself, and relationship with others. Now, in the next few videos, you'll also learn about how you can improve your relationships. There's certain ways, certain rules which you follow, which will help you immensely, exponentially make your relationships better in life. I'll give you a few examples. For example, empathy. People do not practice empathy. Empathy means putting yourself in the other person's shoes. And if you do that, half of the problems are solved. As Stephen Covey says, seek first to understand, then to be understood. So if you're trying to understand what the other person is coming from and really listening to them, rather than just being superficial about it, you make a huge headway towards developing and building that relationship. In conclusion, I want to say relationships are juice of life. Nobody can have a successful and a fulfilling life without having meaningful relations. Thank you.